Hello, welcome back to Sover the Countries quiz. I already made a video about the game itself, but now I'm gonna talk about how it was made. I actually made this about 2 years ago, and I just had it on my computer all that time without doing anything about it. But since I made my game engine that allows me to make smaller games, it seemed like the perfect opportunity to actually finish it. So let's start it again. Yeah, here you can select continents and groups of countries that you like to guess. I'm just gonna select every country for now. It actually turns off Antarctica, and when I start it, I can zoom into these continents. So I'm actually gonna cheat a bit by allowing my camera to move around freely. Now if I press right click, I can move the camera, and I can also zoom. Yeah, basically every country was made 2 years ago, and I used this program for it, which was also made by me. And this one is less sophisticated. You can only zoom using keyboard buttons, and it's a bit weird, and I can move by WASD keys. And basically I downloaded a picture from Wikipedia and I just pasted it in. That has all of the country outlines and stuff, and also has Antarctica. And it's very clear about what belongs to which country, so it was very nice to use this. And here in the corner I included a few tools I could use. For example, let me make a new country around this North Atlantic Ocean text. So I can press N to make a new country. I can just name it like A or something. And now I'm in country A, and I can use left shift and left control, which was very arbitrary, but I can use that to shuffle over the tools I have. So I can place vertices, also known as vertices. So I just click on the map and I can draw a border, and that's saved in relation to the map. So if I zoom out, it stays gets smaller and stuff. And I can also go left and right with my arrow keys, and you can see that magenta square that shows which vertex is selected. So if I click again while I'm in the place vertex, I can replace it somewhere else. I can also insert a vertex. So for example, between this and this one, if I wanted to make it more detailed, I could add a few more points, which was really important for this map. You can also select a vertex, so I don't have to use the left and right arrows, though that usually doesn't work actually, so I do have to use the arrows. And I can remove stuff as well. I actually don't want this extra detail, and I can just remove it. And I can just click on the country to select it. And for example, as you can see, for Portugal, it has the main land parts to it and also has these islands. And that's what the polygon is for. So if I press up or down, I can shuffle over which one I'm at. And now I can edit whichever one I want. So I can add extra detail to it if I really wanted to. So let's add some more land to the North Atlantic Ocean by pressing up. And then I can place vertices this beautifully. But obviously, for most borders around the world, they're between another country. And if I wanted to make another country here, let's say B, it would be really hard to make it so it lines up with the other borders of other countries. So I made this place vertex at closest vertex. For example, if I try to add some borders here, and I want the next point to be right there, then I can use that one, and it highlights the point, and I can make this beauty. And I can also go back like this. And it's very convenient, and that's basically what I did. And New Zealand was the first country I added, which is funny because some maps don't even have it. I started with this northern island, although in this projection these countries look very dented. But basically I would just zoom into the map and then click and go along the borders, try to replicate it somewhat closely, but also I didn't want to add too many points. For example, I made the north part of the North Island like that, and I would just keep going until I went over the whole island. Beautiful. And the more I worked on the map, the more detailed I would go, which I didn't plan to, it just kind of just happened. I think South America was the first continent I've made on this map, and Antarctica was the last one. In fact, I didn't even save Antarctica into this program, only to my game. And as you can see, Antarctica is very detailed. Actually, you can't really see it because of the buttons. Let me remove the buttons real quick. Especially this part of Antarctica was very detailed, and it looked really weird right under this one, which was very not detailed at all. And also next to Africa, that was very detailed as well. So I went back to completely change South America as well. So as you can see, before it only had a few points per country, and borders like this were just one line, but now it's way more detailed, and you can see the rivers coming in and stuff. No, it probably isn't considered a river, I don't really know. So yeah, that was extra work, but I think it was important. At least it was important to me. But as you may know, the map constantly changes, but I don't want to work on this game forever, so I'm not going to update the map as it changes in real life. For example, the week I'm recording this video, I think it was the news came out like 4 days ago. It might come into effect in the 1st of June, which is tomorrow actually. This island, God, the Chagos Islands, will no longer be part of the UK and it's actually gonna be part of Mauritius. It's funnily enough also colored purple, so I guess color wise it doesn't matter, but when you click either one of them, the other one wouldn't turn out obviously yet. And it's funny that I managed to release the game before anything like this would happen, but just now something like this happened on the world map. But obviously, decades from now, there are probably gonna be bigger changes, but I'm not gonna add it to the map because I don't want to work on this forever. And obviously, I do have some gripes with this. For example, I didn't need to make French Polynesia this detailed. Yeah, I don't even know if you can see it usually, but it's way too high in detail. And it just makes the game run slower for no reason. But in the same breath, some of the countries I made first are like too low in detail. For example, these 3 countries in white, like the Maldives are not actually like that in real life. There are small islands, but I didn't think I would draw the small islands when I made it. But since I did do it, so it looks like 2 huge islands when it's not like that in real life. And the Philippines have way less detail than the surrounding countries, and also Japan is, like, to be fair, Japan looks weird in the projection anyways. As you can see, it is way more detailed here than what I made it seem like. But that's just because it was one of the first countries I made. And this is the whole code. But all of these took less than 10% of the development time. Like everything you see here barely took any time compared to how long this took. And this sucks so much. Like, I had this idea to write a fun fact about every country because when I played these country quizzes online, I learned where certain countries are, but for like most of them, I had no clue about anything regarding the country itself. So I would look up videos on some of them. So obviously, that's a lot of effort to look up every country one by one. So I wanted to make like an easier version that also obviously doesn't tell you basically anything about the country, but at least you have one fun fact for each of them. But this took forever. It sucked so much. I would say it took over 10 hours at least, but it could be over 20 as well because it's almost 200 countries. Technically 198, 199 because of Antarctica. But basically, I will look up country name, fun fact, like anything. Some of them I had something in mind already from the videos I watched and stuff and things I heard. But even those I had to fact check. And the internet is so bad at telling you fun facts that are actually real. Like, it's either just straight up false or it's not interesting at all. I think I went through, like, on average 10 to 20 fun facts about every country. It was either not interesting or turned out to be a lie until I found one that I stick to it. And that's why it took so long and it was horrible. I always make myself do these huge projects that are very monotonous and it's just a really bad experience. I don't know why I keep doing it. Yeah, because of this was the game that took the longest to make out of the 4 that I've released so far. So yeah, that's about it. I'm very glad that I finally finished this game, and I'm also glad I don't have to work on it anymore. But obviously some of the fun facts will get out of date, especially the ones about population, for example, is already out of date, and I won't be updating it. I won't add like new countries or like territorial changes or tectonic plate movements or whatever. Won't update this game after a million years or whatever. But I hope even after that time, people will find some value in playing my beautiful game. So yeah, that's about it, and thank you so much for watching.